welcome back to the first episode of the new year, our first episode in 2023. Welcome back to Offbeat Black Girl Podcast. I'm Fisa Fawn, and let's get into it. So, I'm sure that everybody who's doing podcasts is focusing on like New Year's resolutions and all these things that we want to do in the year 2023 for their very first episode. And I really was like, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, let's talk about goals. Let's talk about New Year's resolutions. Let's do all that. New year, new me, right? But then I started thinking, I don't want it to be New Year, new me, because y'all have been along for this ride. I've been doing the work of self-care, self-healing, and really trying to figure out who I am, what I want to be when I grow up, how I want people to treat me, how I want to treat other people, focusing on my wants and my needs and putting myself first. I've been really putting in the work, healing a lot of childhood trauma, cutting off some ties, whether that's family or friends, focusing in on the circle of love that I have around me. I mean, I've been in the trenches putting in the work of rebuilding myself and learning myself. So, with all that being said, my mantra is New Year, old me, or New Year, same me, because the version of Felicia that I was at the end of 2022, that girl, I worked hard to be her. You know, I worked super freaking hard to become her, to build up my self-esteem, my self-esteem, my self-worth, my confidence, to get that positive aura back, right? So no, I don't want a new version of me. I'm keeping this version of me that I worked so hard to become. So new year, same fee. For sure. For sure, for sure. And that's really what I want to talk about today. Just putting in the work, right? Because I remember when I really sat down with myself and was like, I'm going to focus on my self healing. I'm going to focus on being a better version of myself. And I really thought that, oh, I would give this, a couple of weeks, a few months, and this should be good. And I remember trying to do this in the past. And I'm 36, I'll be 37 this year. So it's been a long journey, but I remember getting frustrated, falling back into depression, having my anxiety at an all-time high, just not feeling it, because I would start getting better, start feeling better, and then it would like go back downhill, or I would, something would happen and I would revert back to my old negative thinking. And I just wasn't consistent on really rebuilding myself and focusing on becoming a better version of me and learning who I am. I would just be on like this cycle of maybe things are getting better, oh, something happened, oh, it's so worse, now I'm back and depressed, and maybe things are getting better, and I couldn't get out of that for some reason. And I really had to just focus on, I cannot control the things that I cannot control. That's really the truth. I cannot control the things I cannot control. I can only control me, how I act, how I react, how I think, what I put my energy into, who I allow around me. These are things that I can control, things solely for me and based on me and around me. And when I started doing that, and I started being like, I have a lot of things going on with me. A lot of it has to do with my past. A lot of it has to do with my parents. A lot of it has to do with my upbringing. A lot of it has to do with, how I handled my 20s, things like that. When I really hit those things head on and focus on those things, like, I want to heal from these things. I want to be better. I don't want to have this like rainy, dark cloud over my head. I want to get out of this funk that I'm in. When I started putting in that work, I started seeing the difference in my life. I started manifesting these things in my life, and really they were coming into fruition, right? So me putting out into the universe, putting out this positive energy, putting out that I'm going to be better. I want better for myself. I deserve better for myself. When I started changing my mindset on things, I started seeing the manifestations of that. And so coming into 2023, I just want to keep that momentum going. And this is years worth of shadow work. This is years worth of grinding it out, digging super deep into the core of who I am, what is causing me to feel a certain way. Some of it is a chemical imbalance for sure, but even with that, can I get on the right meds? Can I find some type of holistic um, remedies? Can I Felicia, figure it out, because we deserve better. I deserve to have the mindset that I can do all, I can be all, and I'm worth it all. And for the longest time, I put a lot of energy into other people and was like, they're worth all the work that I'm putting in for them. But if I get half-assedness, maybe that's all I deserve. So focusing on my self-worth was a huge thing. And then building up that confidence to maintain that self-worth, to be like, you're not going to do me like that. You're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to put that extra work on me. When I really started focusing on that, I became this better person. And this better person was better not only for me, but for the people around me, for the people in my circle. So again, going into 23, I just want to keep that momentum up. I want to keep those internal affirmations going for myself. I want to keep the self-healing going, keep elevating, keep building my circle, keep building myself. Same me for sure. Same me. Every year I'm gonna get better, of course. Every month I'm gonna get better. Every day I'm gonna get better. And will I have setbacks? Sure. Will I have moments where I feel crappy? Of course. I mean, that's normal. I'm not perfect, but I'm not gonna stay in that. I'm gonna acknowledge my feelings. I'm gonna acknowledge my emotions, because I am human. I'm gonna have varying emotions of sadness and anger and frustration and things like that. But once I do that, all right, now let's get back on track. Let's not stay in this moment. Let's not stay in this situation. Let's not stay in this experience if it makes us uncomfortable, if it makes us sad, if it builds stress. That's where I am in my life right now. That is where I am. That is the goal, not just for 2023. It's for 24, 25, 26, 80. If I'm still if I'm still around at that time, it is my forever goal, is to not accept less than I'm worth, and not for other people to know my worth, but for me to know my worth. Guys, I am so, so stinking proud of me. I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of where I've come. If you've been along for this ride with me since we started, um, I've been through so much. I've been through so much, and to come out on top. And your top can look like however it wants to look. My top for me is how I see me. I think that's been my biggest issue of everything, is how I see me, how Felicia sees herself. Do I see myself as worthy? Do I see myself as deserving? Do I give myself grace? And I wasn't doing any of these things. And so therefore I was accepting less from almost every aspect of my life. The version of me that I am today, I just want to hug myself. I just want to hug myself. I love her. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, girl, you got it. You got it. So I'm encouraging everybody out there, just do the work. Whatever it takes for you to wake up and love who you are. Love the situation that you're in. Love your circle and your friends and the people around you. Do that work. Do that work. Life is too short for us to be unhappy. If you're unhappy with a job, let it go. Find something else. If you're unhappy with your circle, get rid of some folks in it. If you're unhappy with your living situation, change it if it's possible. Decorate. If you can't move, paint maybe. Get you some new incense or smells in there. Whatever you need to do for you. If you need a new haircut, if you need a massage, if you need therapy, if you need medication, whatever it is that you need to be the best version of yourself for you, do that. Do that today. Do that today. Because there's nothing like loving who you are. Loving who you are. Being happy with where you are in life. Not saying that you don't want to progress to more, but put in that work. Put in that work every day. Every day I make a conscientious decision to do the work, to be a better version of me, to not just focus on 2023, but the new year has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with me deciding I want better for me. I deserve better for me. I love me enough to want more. You see that woman in the mirror? She deserves every single thing she wants. And I'm going to make sure she gets it. I'm going to make sure she gets it. That is the mentality I'm carrying forever. New year, same fee. Because the woman I built myself to be, I don't want to change her. I don't want to change her. I want to love on her. I want to love on her. That is my message for the beginning of this year. For sure, for sure, for sure. So with that being said, I'm going to close out. I will be back on Tuesday with another episode. Until then, I love you guys. I love you, love you, love you. See you soon. Bye.